Cassandra, yes, Cassandra, right? And the whole point is that the play begins in an insane asylum. And a woman sitting on a toilet. And she's looking directly at the audience and say, yeah, it's me, it's me, it's me. Yeah, that's right, it's me. Yeah, I know I'm looking kind of funny because she had a hospital gown on, blue, 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 blue. And the whole premise of this is that she's schizophrenic. She's been treated, but it's out of her recreation of a Billy or a Billy that we learn, you know, about the exploitation from certain periods of our time, right? Whatever. And what happened. And what that's about is that quite often, my dear sister, we talk about the managers, right? And the people who own the nightclubs, whatever. It's true. I mean, I remember going to hear the jazz musicians do 3 sets in one night and smoke. A smoke-filled room, you know, at, in New York City. 3 sets. And, you know, we know what they were paid, exploitation. But this play is also about exploitation, but it's about exploitation of what I call the fans, too. Bessie, for one. You know, we will be on stage in Detroit, all in her white, the empress of the blues, and people love her. They cheer her. They run to the stage just to touch her. But because she couldn't go to hotels, right, she had to go to what they call railroad flats. I researched railroad flats. And what was that about? People lived there, and they partied there, and they ate there. And Bessie would come in after her success, and it's, oh, Bessie, Bessie, Bessie. And she drank too much. And she eat too much. And she fall on the floor, you know, whatever, you know, in disarray. And instead of people, her fans, who just said, the great queen, you know, they said, look at her, blah, 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 blah. Look at her, look at her. And so all the fans exploit artists also, too. So the subtext on there is that artists are loved, but we wait for something to happen to them. We wait for them not to be perfectly perfect, as if we are perfectly perfect, you know. We wait for them to fail and fall and say, oh, I won't read her book because I don't like her. Is that so? You know, let us not be stupid about this, okay? If he or she is a good writer, you should read her. You know, that's what we're talking about. You know, so not an easy thing. So yeah, I watched Dreamgirls, understood the shortcomings, whatever, enjoyed the great music, the singing, whatever, etc., and put it in perspective, whatever. You know, Shanghai, you watch again, you know, and what was happening at that time, that women had not gotten on stage and taken over stage like that, you know, and that was part of it at that time, you know, and her writing was excellent also, too. So yeah, it's still relevant. Thank you, my dear sister.
Thank you.
Yes.
I had 2 questions.
Jeez. I gotta catch a plane. Yeah. Could you say it out loud?
Oh,
what's your
yes.
name, first of all?
D.
D?
Yes.
How you doing, my dear sister?
Great. What motivates you to write a poem? That's my first question. And my second question is, what advice do you have to an aspiring poet when they find themselves in writer's block?
In the writer's block?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'll answer the last one first. Every day, tonight, before you go to sleep, open your book and write about what happened. Anything that happened to you, what you thought about, whatever. You'll never have a writer's block. You're always writing. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? Did you? Okay? Write about what you saw today, what you felt today, what was important to you, whatever, etc., etc. And what motivates me, you know, human beings. We're an amazing species. You know, families, everybody, whatever, events, the world, children, myself, failings, as Neruda said, impurity of poetry. You know what I mean? You know, all of that, you know, inspires in no uncertain terms. I always say to my students, as long as you have eyes, you can see, you can smell, you can hear, you can taste, you can feel, you can write. Okay? And that's important. It doesn't have to be some great drama happening. It can be the smallest little thing that you make a great thing to happen, okay? All right? And always write. I will write about today. When I get home, as tired as I'll be, I mean, sometimes I try to ignore it, but I pick up the I have a little journal thing by my bed. I'll open it as I climb in bed because I don't get home until awfully late tonight. You know, and I'll open it and I will write what I felt about being in Birmingham. From the moment I got off that plane, the moment I was waiting outside at the airport, the moment I got to the hotel, the moment I walked around this morning before I came over here, you know, always, every time I come south, there's always the smell of the South within me. It just moves through my veins, you know, and it's almost as if I'm always away from home.
I have a quick question. I'm a teacher. I wanted to know, how do you start every day? Like, what's the ritual that you start each class with? I teach 8th grade, though, not university level.
Sometimes you have to teach. I have a dear friend, and my grandson was having trouble in school with a teacher, and he's very smart. So the teacher would it was like, you know, sometimes when children are smart and they speak out, you know, they don't follow rules, that it can antagonize a teacher. So there's this war between the two of them. So he was sent down constantly to the principal's office. And my dear friend said he's going to be put out of school. So I took him out. You know, he ate junk, you know, but it's okay. I don't mind kids eating junk. I always try to get them to eat right, but you know. And I said, what's the deal with this teacher? I mean, what's going on? He said, first he said, she doesn't like me. I said, do you like her? He said, no. I said, it's mutual. He said, yeah. I said, okay, so how do you do that? How do you navigate that? How do you get through this grade until the next grade? I said, because you know you're not going to be there forever, right? And he said, well, she's not smart. And I said, what do you mean? He went on to explain something that she said and whatever. He said, you know, that's not correct. I said, yeah, that's right, it's not correct. I said, there are some teachers who aren't smart. There's some teachers who are very smart, right? And there's some mediocre, you know, just like people. But where does that place you? I said, you are living with your grandmother. You're in this school, it's a good school. Why should you be put out of the school? You're not going to be with this woman forever, right? Now you know. I said, the next time she says something to you, she says these things that makes him angry, smile at her.